I don't know what kind of person watches that video and goes, you know what? I previously thought that he was bad for this, but now I want to give him another chance.
This assault of his girlfriend is like a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's being accused of human trafficking. I love apology videos because there is exactly one profession in the world that necessitates them. It's just a silly thing, right? Like, for example, if somebody at a company commits workplace harassment, they embezzle funds, they mismanage the release of a product, something less severe, they release a written and proofed statement to the public. This is my written statement on the situation.
Right, for the most part, yeah.
Now let's go into a profession that maybe has more idolatry involved. Let's say like sports players. If a sports player maybe does something incorrect, maybe they're misbehaving, they do a press conference where they're on neutral ground and other people are the ones filming and reporting their also previously written, but their statement, right? Now a YouTuber sits down in front of a camera by themselves and is just like, hey guys, I really it's so emotionally charged. Like apology statements from like companies or like they're so dry. It's very much just like, we are acknowledging this thing and we will moving forward, a bunch of corporate talk, corporate lingo. Moving forward, we will be better. But YouTuber apology videos or just apology videos in general are so emotionally charged.
And that's because your audience has this parasocial relationship with you.
Yes.
So you kind of need to speak to that.
It is a very silly concept that we have all gotten very used to and don't think about that hard.
Well, for our first example, this person's not a YouTuber. They're a multi-millionaire celebrity. This is P. Diddy. And this is what spurred on this.
Second time.
Yeah, this is what spurred on this entire topic, is that P. Diddy recently released an apology video. Like, hey guys,
sorry for the trafficking.
Yeah, sorry for human trafficking. My bad, for real.
To be fair, I think this one was him apologizing for violently beating his girlfriend.
Yes.
If this man released a portrait mode apology video where he was like, hey guys, my actions in the past being human trafficking don't define who I am now. I mean, that might have been the best thing to ever happen. This century at least. However, trafficking aside, because let's let the feds handle that. Let's just say alleged trafficking, right? I saw that video of him beating his girlfriend. This man, like, he deserves the worst. Diddy, like, people apologize when like YouTubers make apology videos when they mismanage a merch release, when an old video of them saying a slur comes up,
right?
When they have a bad encounter with a fan that just didn't go over well, they tell a joke that doesn't land well. That is what apology videos are reserved for. This man is a criminal. He is a bad person, objectively. So an apology video, who are you fooling? When a criminal robs a bank, they don't make an apology video because what's the goal of an apology video? It's to earn back public favor. It is to overturn the now negative reputation that you hold. When there's video evidence of you committing an actual crime, of you beating somebody, assaulting somebody, an apology video doesn't turn public. No, you're going to jail. You deserve jail time.
Well, unfortunately, in this case, because he can't be tried for this assault.
Statute of limitations is the dumbest fucking thing of all time.
Yeah, unfortunately. So in this case, he's not going to be held or charged criminally for this action, which is proven that he's done. But now that it's out there and there's no denying it, now he has to come out and say, sorry, guys, that was the old me and the new me. I'm working better every day. I asked God for forgiveness and everything. I really looked at myself in the mirror real hard. And, my bad, for real.
I don't know what kind of person watches that video and goes, you know what? I previously thought that he was bad for this, but now I want to give him another chance.
This is especially funny because this assault of his girlfriend is like a drop in the bucket of the things that he's charged with.
He's being accused of human trafficking.
Right. And like, and what else has he done in private if this is out there?
Yeah, if he's willingly acting like this in public,
Yeah, like beating his girlfriend in a fucking surveilled hallway in a hotel. Like, what is he doing in private?
exactly. Like, there's no situation in which this video does anything.
Right. And like, not only that, this apology video is terrible. I mean,
Oh, it's a bad video. Yeah, it's a bad video.
he opens it with something like, "It's so hard reflecting on the past mistakes I made, but I got to do it. I'm being the bigger man here." He pulls the sympathy card and he says, I hit rock bottom at the time. That was a dark time for me, which is a reoccurring trend we'll see. So
I'm the victim.
I'm the victim here. Feel bad for me. The reason that I mercilessly beat my girlfriend is because, well, bad things were happening to me. And I wasn't really in the right headspace.
I do think it's funny that you watch a video like this and it's very clear that the person said, I should make an apology video, and then sat down and hit record and used the first take. Like, it's very clear when something is just not thought out beforehand.
Yeah.
If I make YouTube videos, that's what I do. If I have a take that I don't like, I redo it. I go, oh, that didn't land as funny as I wanted it to, or oh, hey, I stuttered a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm good. And listen, I know that these apology videos are unedited and they keep in all the mistakes to like humanize them. It's like, because any edits you make to an apology video are very clear. It feels like you're circumventing some sort of fact.
Right.
But just redo it if it's not good.
Well,
Just restart it.
sometimes I have the opposite problem where it seems so rehearsed and this is like the 20th take and there's not a single mistake or slip up. Then it can also feel even more disingenuous.
That's why you put out a written statement.
Yeah.
You don't get on there and let a bunch of armchair fucking therapists psychoanalyze your eye micro movements and be like, he's actually, you know what? He said that he was sorry for mercilessly beating his girlfriend in the video. But at 24 seconds in, his eyes twitched 3 micrometers, which means he's actually going to do it again. He's happily going to do it again.
Yeah. I mean, how fucking bold do you got to be if you're a fucking sociopath like P. Diddy to come out there and put your face out there and try to pretend to feign human empathy and pretend to be sorry? Dude. Oh, and we'll see that. We'll see that going forward.
Dude, yeah, just take a fucking screenshot of your notes app like the rest of us and move on.
Just have AI write your apology.
Yeah, that honestly, don't advocate for the use of AI in a lot of circumstances. That would have been better. It would have been better if he was just like, what if P. Diddy beat his girlfriend? What would that apology look like? And then just repeated it verbatim.
The absolute best thing he could have done here is just nothing. Yeah, wait until he's vindicated, if that ever happens, and just say, well, whatever. That's all behind me. I beat the charges, just like I beat Cassie.
Yeah, and then he would say that. He would be like, well, now that I've, you can't do double jeopardy. Now that I'm a free man, I did do it actually. All of that stuff that the court ruled, that a jury of my peers ruled that I didn't do, I did it all. So
let's look at a good apology.
Okay.
You may not be familiar with this one, but this is Hugh Grant. So in 1995, he was arrested for soliciting a prostitute while in a relationship.
Uh-oh.
So he went on Jay Leno 11 days after his arrest. And basically, before YouTube, this is how you did an apology, in a way. This is one of the ways you could do an apology, is you go on a talk show. They hold your feet to the fire a bit, or maybe they softball you, I don't know, to make you look good.
It depends. If you're friends with the host and if you're friends with the producers, they paint you out to be a naive victim of circumstance.
Mm-hmm. So Hugh Grant, he used to be squeaky clean. I know he's in a committed relationship and, what a good guy. And then he gets busted with a prostitute. Like, that's a bad fucking look. How do you mend this kind of thing? Well, he gets on Jay Leno and Jay Leno basically just says, first off, what the hell were you thinking? And this interview is kind of played for laughs. Like, it's pretty lighthearted.
I can see that.
Yeah. And he basically just says, I know what's right and wrong. I was raised right. And here I did a bad thing. Like, this is a bad thing that I did. I take full responsibility. And, he doesn't make excuses or anything or try to deflect the blame or anything. He just says, whoops, my bad. Like, of course, this is a criminal activity and it's not good to cheat on your spouse in such a public way. But basically, in this interview, they kind of joke about it. They make it light. And he basically just says, like, sorry, everyone, this is a bad thing that I did. hopefully we can move past this and, this doesn't totally tank my career.
And how did the public react to this?
Very well.
Oh, nice. Okay. So that kind of helps with what I'm about to say. Basically, when it comes to apologizing, right? I think that a lot of public figures that have their heads very far up their own asses, they apologize publicly for their own sake, right?
Mm-hmm.
They apologize because they're like, I'm in deep shit. I need to get out of it. Hopefully, this takes the heat off me. Oh, look how sorry I am. But what they don't understand is an apology is for the person being apologized to, and it is not up to the person apologizing whether or not that person accepts that apology.
Right.
You do something bad to me. You say that you're sorry. It's not up to you whether or not I forgive you, whether or not I accept that apology. And so I think people a lot of the time are not receptive. They're like, I apologize. Why is everyone so mad at me? People a lot of the time can understand when an apology is genuine, and they can also understand when an apology holds weight to the person's character.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's genuinely apologizing, it's up to the public to decide, you know what, we'll accept your apology, and going forward, we expect better behavior. And if that person does exhibit better behavior going forward, they do seem to really portray a change of character, good for them. That's what apologizing and growing is for.
Mm-hmm.
If you apologize and moving forward, you really do grow as a person, that's great. It doesn't mean that I don't have to support you going forward if I previously supported you. You apologizing does not entirely absolve you of your action. But if you do show growth going forward, then yeah, maybe I'll be back on board with supporting you, or maybe good for you, but I won't support you. And I think a lot of, especially YouTubers, kind of get this idea, oh, I've apologized. I'm kind of off the hook now.
Right.
You have to grow as a person. And then also at the same time, you have to be ready for people not to accept it.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the reasons that this one went over so well is just because of the severity of what he did. He hurt his image here, and maybe he hurt his personal relationship with his fiance or girlfriend or whatever. But as far as the public is concerned,
they're not really affected.
They didn't really get hurt here. So him coming out and saying, I accept my responsibility for this. This was a bad thing that I did. It's easy for people to say, well, the guy made a mistake. This doesn't seem like in his character. It doesn't really affect me as a Hugh Grant enjoyer that he slept with a prostitute one time.
And honestly, that's what it comes down to, right?
Right. He's really got to apologize to his close circle and his partner and everything in the moment. That's really, he doesn't need to make a public apology. But he did decide to get on top of it early before the rumor mill could really get on this or start running wild. And he just addressed it, and people seem to respond well to it. And he's went on to have a good, solid, positive career.
But really, if the consumer of the product that person provides isn't affected, a lot of the times people just won't give a shit.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're just an actor, you're in movies, and what you do in your personal time doesn't really affect the viewer, then, it's not quite such a severe offense.
Subscribe for more videos and shorts from The Long Couch. Follow the link in the description below to stream full episodes on Spotify. And keep up with Carl and Mel on Instagram and Twitter.